Hello everyone, Gluten-Free Boomer here. Today's going to be a little more serious because I want to talk to you about a gluten-free diet and COVID-19. Can it help you? Is it nonsense? Here's what I say. In 99% of cases, a gluten-free diet is going to be absolutely useless for helping you fight COVID-19. Don't believe anything else you might hear. Useless. Completely, utterly useless. There is, however, one specific case where it might be helpful. Now, before I get into this, I want to clarify, I am not a medical professional, I am not a doctor, I am not dispensing medical advice. I think what I'm dispensing is just good common sense. If you are relatively new to the world of celiac and gluten-free eating, and if up until this point you thought that eating gluten-free was mostly a fad, well, I got some news for you. For those of us with celiac, it's not. It's really not. It's actually quite serious. Very, very treatable, but quite serious. So, how can eating gluten-free help you in that 1% of cases? Well, simple. If you've been diagnosed with celiac, you need to stay on your diet. Why? Okay. Celiac is an autoimmune disease. That means your body has an immune response to gluten. It treats it as if it was a virus or a bacteria. Same way it treats disease. It misidentifies the gluten protein as a protein belonging to some kind of virus or bacteria, and it attacks it. It attacks it primarily in your gut, in your small intestine mostly. Inside your small intestine are little structures called villi, and they are the structures that absorb nutrients out of your small intestine. It's actually the way you get most of the nutrition out of the food that you eat. Your stomach breaks down food, your large intestine somewhat breaks down food, but mostly is involved in eliminating food and eliminating waste. The small intestine is how you get nutrition. When you destroy the structures in your gut that allow you to absorb food's nutritive value, well, you are basically eating and starving at the same time. It can take, and I've heard various estimates from various sources, 2 to 6 weeks for those structures, those villi, to grow back, to become fully healthy again, and to allow you to absorb nutrients properly. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not getting any nutrition, but you're getting seriously depleted amounts of what you're intaking. So, if you have celiac, if you have been diagnosed, or even if you strongly suspect that you might have celiac, and you might have something else, you might have IBS, you might have an issue with FODMAPs, that's FODMAPs, which are often mistaken for gluten symptoms, and you need to go to a doctor and get biopsied or otherwise evaluated. I think there are some other tests now that don't involve a biopsy where they can confirm mostly whether or not you have celiac. You need to get tested and find out, because if you're cheating, and I know you are, especially if you're new to this, because we all do it, we all go, I'll be fine, I'm feeling better, I'll have that slice of pizza, and then you feel worse. And you might feel worse for a few days, you might feel worse for a few weeks. But you will feel worse if you have celiac and you eat that slice of regular pizza, of non-gluten-free pizza. Personal story, I was diagnosed over 10 years ago, and at first they weren't sure what was wrong with me. This was early days of the whole sort of, I don't want to say epidemic, because that sounds really bad considering what we're going through now, but when gluten and celiac was really coming into the mainstream consciousness. So I spent almost an entire year in bed. I lost my home. I lost my job. In fact, the first symptoms that I had was a sort of a stress anxiety reaction. Those were the first like major symptoms I had. I'd had, tummy rumblings and digestive issues and joint pain. But, I was in my 40s. I thought, I'm just getting older. My family has a history of arthritis. I mean, it's just arthritis, No one in my family had been diagnosed with celiac at the time. And that's not so true anymore. And I was on air. I was doing voice captioning for a television station, which involves basically listening on headphones and repeating everything that's said into a microphone, into a voice recognition system, and then it spits it out onto the screen so that the hearing impaired can understand what's being said on the show. And I started to have a reaction where I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't think. I even became difficult to even speak coherently. It looked like I was almost drunk or having a stroke. In fact, when they called my wife and she called my doctor, he said, "Get him over to the emergency room. It sounds like he's having a mini stroke." Well, they tested me for that. They tested me for epilepsy. They tested me for a bunch of things. They never found out what was wrong with me. And I finally did my own research, and I saw this thing called celiac, and I thought, that's a possibility. So I went to I can't think of the name of the specialty in medicine that it is, but it's a doctor that deals with sort of immune issues. And she tested me and found out that I had lots of antibodies. Lots and lots of antibodies. And eventually I was diagnosed with celiac. The less you cheat, the better off you'll be, the healthier you'll be. And your palate will adjust. They say it takes about 6 weeks when you change what you eat for your mouth to get used to whatever it is you're eating. Whether you're cutting down on salt or eliminating salt, or whether you're changing your diet, your palate will change. It takes time. It's kind of a miserable transition period. I'm not gonna lie, I hated it. But once you do it, your mouth will adjust to these new flavors. And you just have to not be stubborn about it. Or you have to be stubborn about it and put your head down and say, I'm gonna do this because I wanna be healthy. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of feeling like garbage all the time. So, the other thing about COVID is the healthier your immune system is, and a lot of people don't realize a lot of your immune system is in your gut. I mean, a tremendous amount is in your gut. So the healthier that your gut is, and it's the reason we eat probiotics and prebiotics, and eat yogurt because it has acidophilus in it, it's good for your gut. That all ultimately helps your immune system. I'm not going to say it boosts your immune system. I don't believe in immune system boosting. I believe in immune system support. I mean, making your immune system as healthy as it can be, which is not the same thing as boosting. You can knock it down and make it worse, or you can help it be as good as it can be. It's like the old saying, you can't give 110%. You can give 100%. That's the best you can do. So let your immune system give you 100%. All the time, every day. Don't cheat. Really, don't cheat. You'll thank me. You'll thank yourself. And frankly, the people around you will thank me too, because you'll be a lot less crabby. Because, it's not a fun way to live. It really isn't. It's better to be healthy and eat food that maybe you don't love and have to give up food that you like than to feel miserable all the time and just lay in bed. I think that's a no-brainer. But, I was stubborn too. Takes a while to get in the big fat head, because I'm thick. I know. And, a lot of you probably are too. Now, if you can go out and if you're one of those people who can, eat raw vegetables and bunny food, as I like to call it, hey, more power to you. You're going to do fine. But if you eat out of boxes from the grocery store, like I do, mostly, which is what this channel is devoted to, is finding good food that we can eat that comes out of a box. Hopefully I can help you there, and I'll give you my honest opinions. I do have some more videos coming up. Please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell if you want to be notified. I don't do this to make money. I hope I do at some point, but I have to get to 1,000 subscribers before that's even a possibility. And it's a new channel, and right now I have one.